Hello and welcome back to Let's Get the Neighbors Talking.
Welcome back. Okay, so headphones? Like why?
I don't, you
Why?
guys, we're wearing headphones so that we can make sure the audio works.
But we don't know if it's working or if it's not working, but we do look very professional, Courtney.
We do. It's also hard with short hair headphones.
Yes. Yes.
So, we're doing our best here.
We are. And okay, so we're not audio professionals, but Courtney, what professionals are we?
We are crystal healing professionals. We are your crystal experts coming at you from Rochester, New York.
It is still very, very, very funny that this is what we now do. Like, I still wake up at like 3 a.m. and like chuckle to myself that like this is what's going on. Like, this is real life right now.
I mean, not only that, we went to a school for crystal healing.
We went to a school.
After I went to 7 other schools.
Yeah, well,
That's another day. That's another
Fine.
Courtney fun fact day. But yeah, I mean, crystal healing is our jam. You guys, we like to talk about weird things, but the weirdest thing of all that we know most about
crystals.
is crystals. So we're gonna chat about crystals today.
And I love that when we were first starting on this whole journey, like I can still remember you and me in line at the yoga shop and saying to each other, if we buy a crystal, we've gone too far.
Yeah, we went all the far. We went all the way.
And then we each secretly bought a crystal. And then we're too embarrassed to tell each other. And then we did. I was like, oh my God, I bought a crystal. And you bought one too.
I did. And then you bought me one.
Yeah.
It's very nice to give your friends gifts that hold that high vibrational energy. Like, I mean, things get thrown away, but like to gift a crystal is to give not only a part of yourself, but it's also to give energy. I love that. Do you think I'm not loud enough?
No, I just don't think the microphone was pointing at you, but now it is.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm really excited today to share our experiences with crystals. We're going to talk about how crystals work. We're going to talk about our first kind of real aha moment with crystals. And then we are going to talk about how you pick a crystal, how it finds you.
All of those things.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you want to start with? How crystals work?
Let's start there. Yeah.
Okay. This actually took me a while to figure out. You know what else took me a while to figure out?
What?
The word intention. It always seemed very fancy to me. And an intention is a goal.
An intention is a goal, which is better for you. That's why you like the word goal and I like the word intention.
Yeah, but
you also didn't like the word magic.
I did not like the word magic either. But now I do like the word magic.
I mean, we sell magic rocks. Let's just say it.
But I guess the reason why I didn't like magic was because it's an illusion. But crystals work. And that's why I didn't like the word magic.
All right.
Right? And I actually just came up with this word right now. I didn't know why I didn't like the word magic.
Wow.
I know, right? Okay. So here's the deal with crystals. Our body, our energy changes based on our mood, right? So, and it's constantly fluctuating because we have a lot of outside sources. We also have a lot of inside sources that affect our energy and our mood. But crystals hold a steady vibration. So you incorporate a crystal on your body, like a bracelet or a necklace, or in your space or body will raise or lower to meet that energy of the crystal.
Bam!
Right? It's very cool. And I mean, these crystals have been in the earth for millions and millions of years, absorbing this energy that it's now meant to be shared for us. I did a meditation once and I was holding one of my favorite crystals and I heard in my mind the earth. And she said, I created these for you.
Aww.
I know. So I was like, I shall use them and I shall share them.
I don't think that there is a time when I haven't been outside in nature that I haven't felt a vibration.
Oh, totally.
Do you know what you're at the beach. You feel that, like, that power of the surf, of the energy. When I'm out walking through the trees, like, I want to touch a tree because that is holding such an amazing energy. And I remember I take a walk through a neighborhood and I would always have to check down the street to make sure no cars were coming or nobody was walking their dog so I could put my hands on the tree for a second because, I mean, people are going to talk, but you're hugging a tree. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, I was hugging trees.
Fine. And and this is what I find interesting too. We pay so much attention to our mind and to our body, right? Our body by working out and putting good things into it, our mind by, taking care of our mental health and doing your meditation or journaling. But we don't take care of that third aspect as much, and it's not as mainstream as much, but that's our energy, and our energy plays such an important role. I mean, like, you can tell, like, if I'm in a bad mood and you walk up the stairs into HQ, you can feel it immediately.
Yeah. It feels like a cloud to me. And I think some people are more in tune to that. If you're an empath out there, like I am, it's very hard to be around other people's energy, especially negative energy.
But even if you're not, like you know how like you can cut the tension with a knife, like you can feel that energy. So it's just, crystals are a way to actually kind of, I guess I don't want to say combat it, but like help.
Well, it's a balance, right?
Yes.
It's finding balance because you do want you want that energy flowing, you want the good energy, and you actually want to feel all your feelings, but I think crystals help, not mute them. What am I trying to say? Like they help regulate the fluctuation of them.
Yep.
And when you incorporate them, you can feel it working. When I meditate, I always meditate with my crystals, and I can feel the vibration from one hand going in through my body, through my shoulders, through my heart chakra, into my other hand. So I feel the connection. It's like a magnet where, like, that pull, that energetic pull, you can actually feel it. You can see it when you use a pendulum. I mean, it is factual that they hold energy. They're used in clocks. They're used in watches. What else?
TVs
in order to create that energy flow. So crystals really are working to modulate energy and control energy.
Oh, modulate.
Thank you very much. Wow. I went to school. I am out.
Wow. That was intense.
7 schools, everybody. 7 schools.
And we weren't meant to be inside as much as we are inside. We're energetic beings. We were meant to be outside so much more than we are. And being in nature, it has all of that energy. And that's why I also love crystals so much too, because it allows you to bring the outside in. It's like flowers. Yeah. Like it's allowing, like that's why everybody feels so good when you have flowers in your home, like a fresh bouquet, and it just like makes your space feel so nice and fresh. Crystals do the same thing, and they last for millions of years.
Right. They don't die in a week.
No, millions.
Like plants. I have kept my plants alive longer.
Yeah, but it's all the same thing. Like plants have so much energy, and it's just like, it's another aspect of the earth.
It is. And earth energy is so grounding. It helps you like stay in the moment so much. We did a meditation this morning, Lauren's grounding and release meditation. And I could feel the bottoms of my feet connecting to earth and releasing that energy, that worry, that anxiety. Like I have a lot of chaotic energy right now because of the full moon, but also because I'm traveling a lot. And I could feel the bottom of my feet tingling, connecting with earth. And so I think, putting your feet into the grass and, having that grounding connection while holding crystals, it is such a peaceful, supportive feeling.
It's amazing. It's amazing. What was your aha moment with crystals?
So this is a good story. And I don't know if I've told you this in a while, which is why I was saving it for today. My aha moment with crystals was we made an appointment with True by Nicole, who was a local crystal dealer here in Rochester. And
dealer, it makes it.
Yeah, I told you I'm really stuck on this crystal as drugs.
Wow.
A crystal expert, healer.
Dealer.
Sorry, I meant to say. I meant to say healer. I'm sorry, Nicole. So I went to see Nicole after you went to see Nicole. And I went there with an intention. It was my second appointment with her to have her create a necklace for me, a personal necklace. She went to Tucson. She was getting crystals. I said, I'm really drawn to smoky quartz. I want a smoky quartz custom piece, okay? Smoky quartz is very relaxing, very grounding, very protective. At that moment, when I asked her to go, that's what I wanted, okay? She brought back 2 stones for me to check out. She brought back a smoky quartz, and she brought back a Lemurian, a pink Lemurian. I had never seen Lemurian before. I was kind of like, okay, yeah, we'll give it a whirl. So she said, okay, we're going to meditate with each of these crystals for 5 minutes, okay? She led me through a meditation with the smoky quartz. The first thing that happened was I pictured myself in the woods. This is what came to me. I had shelter, okay? So I had this beautiful kind of canopy of trees around me. I was safe. I was kind of in like a little cave. I definitely felt like I was being protected, but I was also kind of hiding from something out there. But it felt safe. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, yeah, that feels good. That's what I'm looking for. I need safety. I want protection. I want to feel safe. But holy crap. When I did the meditation with the Lemurian, like I'm getting chills right now thinking about it. All of a sudden, I'm in this meditation. I slip back into the same environment, forest. Oh my God, I'm kind of having a hard time talking about it. I feel how hard my chest is beating.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in this forest, and all of a sudden, I am no longer in the protective cave, okay? Instead, I have on full, I don't want to say like full nymph gear. Like I've got.
Are you a fairy?
I'm a fairy, but I'm a warrior.
Oh.
Okay, so all of a sudden, I know. All of a sudden, I'm a warrior, and I've got on this gear. I have a bow and arrow, and instead of hiding in that cave, I am booking through the forest.
What are you
with
doing?
My bow and arrow. I'm chasing something instead of being hunted. In feeling like I am hiding, all of a sudden, I am running full force with this Lemurian in my hand, in my head. I'm running full force through the forest like the badass I have always wanted to be.
Wow, I got chills. I actually don't think you told me this story.
I don't think I have. So I had such a feeling of empowerment with this crystal. Just like a feeling of finding my path, going out there and like being brave, and that I had moved past the smoky quartz. You know, I had moved on. I was stronger than that. I was looking for something more than that. And what I thought I needed was protection. And what I really needed was a path forward to find my own power and my own strength that was in there.
You thought you needed safety.
I thought I needed safety. And instead, I was a fucking warrior.
That is
I know.
Amazing.
So I would have never had that connection to myself.
Yeah.
Had I not experienced it with that Lemurian, and had I not felt the difference in what the 2 crystals had to offer me.
Well, and I think that is like you sharing and telling that story is so important on many reasons, but the main one is because a lot of people will get a crystal, they'll get it in the mail, or it'll be gifted, and they'll be like, okay, and they just like put it, kind of forget it about it, and then they're like, oh, it's not working for me. Like this isn't working. You have to connect with your crystals.
Absolutely.
You have to hold them and meditate with them, and you have to tell them what you need. It sounds super crazy.
Or let it tell you,
Exactly.
Which is what I had to do. I didn't even know what a Lemurian quartz was. But I left myself open. And Nicole guided me a little bit, but really it was just opening myself to the opportunity to let the crystal help me.
Yeah.
And guide me.
Yeah.
And
you have to be open to that.
You have to be open.
And you have to work with your crystal.
Correct.
You have to hold it. You have to touch it. You have to jam it in your bra. You have to carry it in your pocket.
Yeah.
You have to put it under your pillow or put it by your nightstand. Like you have to work with it to allow its energy to connect with your energy and to work for you. And when they start working for you, they really want to work for you.
I mean, then I had this crystal. So I had this crystal and I had it made into a necklace and I wore it every day and I kept setting my intentions with it. You know, I kept remembering who I am. Like, and even today, this was 3.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Even today, that image of me as a warrior still pops up for me in times of stress.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I am down and out, or I'm feeling like I'm hiding from something, or I am not strong enough. Like that's what I picture, because that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that stone I kept with me through my separation, through my divorce, to remind me who I am.
Yeah.
And instead of hiding with that, to grow a company in the midst of that, to find peace and calm, find so much joy. Like I'm a badass warrior.
You are a badass warrior fairy.
I know.
Oh, and we were also told that we were both a part of the fairy realm, because we're now going to get super weird. And that we were both fairies, and I was the boss fairy and she was the warrior fairy.
And nothing has changed. So we're still fairies, and Lauren's still the boss of me.
Yeah, well, you know, you could have worse bosses.
I have.
Oh my God. Okay, do you want to hear about my story? Like the time
Yeah.
that I was like, oh my God, these actually work.
Yeah.
Okay, so over COVID, which was when we were starting to like, you know, dive into all of this stuff. And actually, I'm super thankful for COVID, because it did allow the time and space to take the time to experiment and to meditate and to learn. But my husband lost his job, and he was our main provider. And I worked part-time, but he was our main provider for, you know, I've got 3 kids, the whole 9 yards, right? So he lost his job over COVID, and I was like, shit, like I got to get a job. Like, I don't know how long it's going to take for him to get one, and you know, what that income will look like. So I was like, I got to get a job. And it was like important that I do it now.
Yeah.
So I grabbed a piece of citrine and I got an interview at this new hotel that opened up. It was a great opportunity for me. That was my background, was restaurant management, and it was to be the manager of this new like hot restaurant that was going to be opening up in this hotel. And I really wanted this job for many reasons. Like I wanted it to obviously provide and help income for my family, but also because I was excited about the opportunity of getting back into like my career and a job and this and that. So I took my citrine, which is for success, it's for joy, it's for abundance, it's for just all of those great, amazing, high, positive vibes. And I remember vividly sitting in the car before the interview, holding this citrine and telling it exactly what I needed. Like, I need to speak exactly what I can do. I need my words to come out clearly. I would really like and need this job. Like, help me with this job. And I popped it in my bra and I went into the interview, and it was 2 guys, and I hadn't interviewed in 10 years. And I nailed that interview. I mean, there was a point where I was thinking, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm saying right now, but it's just coming out like it couldn't have been more perfect. Okay. It could not have been more perfect. And afterwards, the GM, he looked at me and he was like, that was the most perfect interview. Oh yeah, it was crazy. I mean, come to find out, that job, I did get the job. It did not work. It was not for me, but it led me on this path.
Yeah.
So crazy how it all works out.
And
but
it boosted your confidence.
Totally.
So like you needed that.
Yes.
And you needed actually to have the crystal work in order to get you here. So I think
Yes.
that we often want to control so badly this life.
Same. I would like to control it all.
Yeah. And really what we're looking for is the lessons that this life is going to provide. And that sometimes means hardships, and that sometimes means some suffering, but if you are trusting of that, and I use all the crystals a lot to help me trust. I use kunzite every day. I am wearing my kunzite bracelet.
Yeah.
Every day to help me trust that I'm on the path I'm on. Same thing with the Lemurian. Like, that's helping me trust that what the universe is throwing out is meant for me. Hard or good, happy, sad, I'm here for it and I want to feel it all. Yeah. So, you going through that experience led you here. And that crystal actually worked to get you here.
I know, it's crazy, right? It is so crazy. And that's what I love about working with crystals, because whether or not you believe in the energy it carries and it holds, it is a constant reminder that you have support.
Correct.
Like when you wear your kunzite bracelet, it is a reminder to trust. Like every time you look at it, every time you touch it, every time you fidget with it. But I would say we get asked a lot, how do crystals work? But also, how do you pick the right crystal?
Well, there's a funny story about that.
Is there, Courtney? I don't know what you're about to say.
Yes, you do.
Do I?
So it is a funny story.
I feel like
you do know what I'm going to say. Okay, so we had a bunch of lovely ladies over here.
Oh, this story. Yeah, this is a funny story.
To HQ for a crystal meditation. They wanted a girls' night out. And at that time, we had just started the company, so we were having people over to experience Moon and Stone firsthand in our little tiny office. And they could not have been nicer. They were also
young.
They were young. Half of them were pregnant. The other half either had small babies or
trying to conceive.
Trying to get pregnant, okay? So we have this whole meditation set up. We're all spread out, and all of a sudden, what happens?
Well, one of them asked the question, like, do you have a crystal that you don't like? And I was like, yeah, I have one that I do not like. I think that it is horrible. I didn't even write a card for it because nobody should have it. It's that ugly that nobody should have it. I don't even know why we got it or how it came into our little crystal space. So I went and I showed it to him. Like, you see this? It was Shiva Lingam. I'm like, you see this? This is the crystal I do not like. Every single one of them was like, oh my God, that is gorgeous. Like, what do you mean you don't like it? It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. They were like, can we buy one? Can I get one? It is a crystal that helps with fertility and baby making. Okay? That's not for us anymore. Therefore, we are not attracted to it at all.
No.
But that's how the crystal finds you. That's how you know which crystal is right for you. It's a crystal that you can't get enough of at the moment, or the crystal that you're like, nope, that one's not for me.
And that is always shifting. But these women, I mean, they were in a place in their lives where having a family was super important.
Yeah.
And this crystal actually does help with fertility. They were super jazzed about it.
They were. They were.
I mean, we had to give it to them.
We did. And basically because we didn't want it around.
It should not be an HQ.
No, God. So the crystal chooses you. You don't choose the crystal, which is very nice because it takes a lot of the guesswork out. But people always say, well, what does that mean? It's basically whatever you find the most beautiful and that you can't stop looking at and that you feel that pull and that connection to.
And it kind of puts us out of a job a little bit.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, what we do is tell people what crystals mean.
Well, I was going to say that there's also the flip side. So before we started to tape this podcast, I put on crystals that are great for communication. You know what I mean? So there is two different ways to select a crystal. You can select based upon an energy, just like with the job. I chose the citrine because I wanted success. I wanted some confidence. I wanted the abundance. I wanted all of those high vibes. But then you can also let the right crystal find you, because a lot of times our head gets in the way.
It really does. Well, also what you think you want gets in the way.
Well, that's your head, Courtney.
I mean, for instance, I thought I wanted peace and calm and protection. What I really needed was to get my bow and arrow and get out there.
What you really needed was to be a fairy warrior.
I did. Yeah. And I am, Lauren. I'm a fairy warrior.
Courtney.
Who knows a lot about crystals now.
Courtney, don't I know. Don't I know.
But I think choosing the right crystal by letting it call you is by far, I think we both decide, by far the best way
Totally.
to get your hands on a crystal.
Yes.
Okay. You can do that just by looking at them. You can go to our website and you don't even need to read the description. You can watch one of our lives. You can just look at it. You will know what's meant for you. And really, we met with a psychic once or twice. And she said, like, what we are doing here is we are crystal. We're the conduits.
We're the dealers.
We're the dealers.
Yes.
And really, only thing we are meant to do is to get crystals, be attracted to them. That's how we find them at the store. I mean, when we go to the shows, we're just going to what we are drawn to.
Yep.
We take them because we are very, very trusting that there is a crystal out there for you that we have. And it'll call to you.
Yeah, we're the middle. We're the dealers.
We're the middle guy.
Yeah, totally.
Middleman.
Yeah, we're good middlemen.
No, we're like middle fairies.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think that a lot of it goes to with trust and just allowing that, like, that barrier of like, oh, this can't work for me, or you know what I mean? Like,
or overthinking it.
Exactly.
Oh, what do I need? I need this. Yes. And I think, there are a lot of times that people reach out to us with needs. I would looking for a crystal because I am sick all the time, or I'm looking for a crystal because I have anxiety.
And that's valid.
But what I always like to do actually is dig down deeper.
Yeah.
Okay, you have anxiety, but what are you anxious about?
Yeah.
You're anxious about that? What does that bring up for you in the past? Like, you really, this is also my therapist training talking, you really need to dig down deeper in order to find the real energy that you're searching for. Because sometimes you might think, I need my voice to be heard. I'm public speaking. Well, okay, you do, but what are you talking about?
And is that a confidence issue for
Correct.
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Courtney is a therapist. I don't know if we said that, but it is true.
It is true.
We are very lucky to have her. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it is good. It's a good thing. I think we talked about this in the first podcast, that I never really understood how I was going to combine crystals and my love for actually art and color. And I'm not sorry, crystals, therapy and my love for color and art.
Mm-hmm. Crystals.
Both.
Yes.
Together.
Okay. So now that you've got your crystal, right? Okay. You've got it. It's working super hard for you. What do you have to do with it? You have to cleanse it. And you have to charge it because they're working really hard for you. And I remember when I was reading about that, I was like, seriously, I have enough to take care of. I do not want to have to take care of anything else. Like, enough. Now I have to take care of crystals. Great. But you actually really want to take care of them because they're taking care of you. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's funny how like that whole, it shifts when you're like, oh my God, like you are working so hard for me. I want to take care of you. So you charge your crystals, but many ways. One is another crystal called selenite that has such a high vibration that it charges your crystals, which is why a lot of bowls and plates are made out of selenite. But also in the full moon, under the full moon, you charge your crystals and you can put them right on your windowsill. They don't have to be outside. You can put them outside, but you need to be careful because then your husband could run them over with his lawnmower. And then they they fly around. Okay? And then
if you don't, crystals, sometimes they lose their energy and you can see it. I mean, Lauren has been known to kill rose quartz around here.
I know. It's bad.
So we try to not have her come into contact with it too much before we sell it.
I know. Rose quartz, the stone of self-love. It's hard for me.
No, mine is a little dull.
Yeah.
My rose quartz is a little dull today, too.
Yeah, that happens. And so when that happens, you need to charge it back up. So the full moon, selenite, you can pop them in your houseplants, that dirt and that energy that, pop them in your garden outside. And then you also cleanse them with sage. You light a piece of sage and you run your crystal through the sage smoke and that cleanses the energy of the crystal. And then you can also do it on you.
Sage your whole body.
Yep.
We have a spray too.
Yep.
You guys, we have a Moon and Stone smudge spray, which are fantastic, and aura sprays. I love to cleanse I cleanse my crystals with the sage. Then I cleanse my whole body with it, under my feet, the palms of my hands.
Yeah.
Really, really good at clearing energy away, especially if you've been traveling. But crystals need love and attention just like us. I mean, we're both made of stardust.
Yep.
Sorry, I went there.
That's the fairy warrior talking.
That is.
Yeah.
We're all made of the same thing, so we need the same things. And a little scrub-a-dub-dub,
and
not bad for your crystal.
No, and you will want to take care of it.
Yeah.
You will. You will want to be like, oh, I need to take care of you now. Yeah. But that's our crystal spiel. And if you have any questions, please, you guys, follow us on Instagram, on YouTube, DM us. Like, this is why we started Moon and Stone, to answer any and all of your questions.
I also think that we would love for you guys to subscribe to our podcast on any podcast platform you listen to. It really helps us boost our podcast and get it out there, get people listening. I love being a part of this community, and it's really special for Lauren and I to get to share this with you. So follow along, ask us questions, as Lauren said, and I am going to say goodbye.
That's very hard for her.
Peace out.